So let's get over to our main topic. And of course, this has dominated the headlines today, and that is the massive acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery with Netflix in an $82.7 billion mega deal that many insiders say will reshape the industry. Thank you, Arrow. Appreciate you, buddy, very much.
This is huge.
This is huge. I told Kush today, I said, this is something that
huge.
you only see once in a lifetime. Now, again, this is not a done deal, I don't think.
No, there's they're going to sue for investigate antitrust, regulations and all that, but it'll probably happen. They don't really enforce that anymore.
So, again, I think the total equity of the acquisition was $72 billion. And this follows after Paramount tried to go after Warner Brothers Discovery and failed with their offer. And Netflix, if you remember me telling you, was kind of the dark horse in this whole picture because of the news networks. That was the problem, was the news networks, much like Arrow said, have conflicting kind of stuff that they couldn't really work with Netflix on. Now, the story here, of course, is the acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery by Netflix, but there's more. Because now it's created this monstrous backlash in Hollywood because of, again, when you think about what Warner Brothers Discovery owns, they own
Harry Potter.
Friends. Go down the list. Everything DC related.
Batman.
Everything DC related. Discovery Channel and everything that it's
HBO
related to.
Max.
HBO Max, which was Cinemax. I'm sure that whole library comes with them. So again, this just changes the landscape of everything. And, we had thought that maybe it would be Comcast or Paramount because they seem to have more of the outlets to make film. And I think that's where everybody's kind of getting butthurt is, Netflix, to my knowledge, has never distributed a theatrical release.
Well, you could technically say K-pop Demon Hunters, which had a theatrical release.
I'm not saying
not an extended theatrical.
I'm not saying that had a theatrical release. I'm saying distributed a theatrical release. That's a lot different.
But what people are saying is that's because they didn't have the mechanism of a large movie studio to do so, and this may give them the ability to do so, or they could use their powers for evil and just crush theatrical. You know what I mean? So we don't know which way it's going to go.
Right.
But
right. And we don't. And again, this throws everything up in the air. WWE is owned by Netflix. Not owned, but their TV distribution rights are through Netflix. So is AEW, as Arrow mentioned. So again, it's a fascinating story. As I said, it's a once in a lifetime thing that's happening. And like Kush said, I'm sure it will be challenged in court.
What's this going to do for prices, though? Like, if Netflix and HBO are one thing now,
Well, there's two ways you could look at that, I guess. One would be that having everything under one umbrella and not having to switch around, I'd pay for that. A little extra. I would.
Yeah, but that's what they're banking on, is that they can make a little extra.
I think it depends on how much we're talking about when we say little. If it's like $20 extra a month, that's a serious consideration, right? But if they come in and say, for $5 more, you'll have all these other services and content that you can review. So there's definitely, I'm not going to be naive and pretend like this is not going to be a great move and get them fuck subscribers now. Now you're talking about stockholders and all that stuff with Netflix. Crazy what it's come from.
Yeah.
From the days of getting mailed shitty DVDs that were all scratched.
And
to-
Right.
it also will
Owning the
set
world.
the subscription price through the roof.
Well, that's
Right.
what Elaine is kind of saying. I don't know. I mean, again, I
I
feel
don't
like
think it
I
initially
feel like
was.
they know that would scare people off.
Well, but see, it's like all of streaming. It started out as very, very cheap and affordable, and then all these chess pieces move to where they merge here and they merge there, and this person owns this person, and now instead of paying $2 a month, we pay $35 a month. You know what I mean? And but it happens slowly over time, and I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what this is going to mean.
Another big one that Warner Brothers made was The Matrix.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
the amount of
Warner
films,
Brothers is like one of the hugest
the
movie
library.
studios.
Yeah, I mean, the Warner
in the
Brothers
history of the
library
world.
alone was probably 60 billion of that 82 billion. I would imagine.
Yeah,
The films they have in their collection, the series they have, you know, you can go on for days, man. I mean, with what they've got, and you know, everyone is nervous, and I get that because it is a nerve-wracking thing. Here's a story from Variety released yesterday talking about how anonymous A-listers actually have lobbied Congress
Yeah.
to hold the acquisition because it would, quote, hold a noose around the theatrical marketplace.
I think Netflix is hedging their bets because I think we all know theatrical releases sadly may be going out of style. You know what I mean? In 20 years, we may not have movie theaters, right?
Right.
And so I think they're hedging their bets. So if it goes that way, then they can own it and kill it.
Right.
Or if it goes like there's a resurgence of theater viewing, then they own that too. And they can cash in. You know, I think that's what they're doing.
Here's another big one. They own the 2009 Sherlock Holmes movie franchise, Twister, and the It franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
Again,
it's like
you could go
everything.
all day.
Yeah.
So I guess that Netflix made it clear that their plan was to get some theatrical releases going as a distributor.
Yeah, I think they've been wanting to do that.
There were basically 3 areas of concern with the merger, according to this anonymous list of A-listers. I guarantee you James Cameron's on.
Well,
Because of what he said recently. The communication outlines 3 areas of concern. The one is, of course, the idea that Netflix would destroy the theatrical marketplace entirely by escalating or eliminating the amount of time Warner Brothers films would play in theaters before hitting a combined Netflix HBO Max streaming platform.
what do you think about the argument that they're trying to make the extended theatrical release a thing of the past? So make it to where every movie that comes out in the theater will be on Netflix in 2 weeks.
That is, I see that's what sources say, that's Netflix's plan, is that the theatrical window would be as thin as 2 weeks.
If they do, would you still go to the theater? Because I would.
I think I would. 2 weeks, I think, is plenty of time to decide whether you're going to watch
If it was
a
a good movie.
Well, because there's movies that you need to see in the theater.
Sure.
And like, I'm going to go, if it's that type of movie, I'm going to go see it in the theater.
Sure.
Regardless of
No,
how
I agree
long
with you
it's
on
there,
that. I agree with you on that. 2 weeks is tight. 2 weeks is tight.
It is. And I don't know.
You know, I don't blame Hollywood for being nervous about that part of it. That's pretty damn tight.
Yeah.
Times
are a changing. So
now we do have insiders reportedly within Netflix that deny this, saying that those periods would be longer.
Yeah.
But we, you know, Paramount and Comcast have really long theatrical windows.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, we all hate that.
Right.
Don't you hate that when a movie comes out in the theater and you see it, even if you saw it in the theater and you paid to see it in the theater, you want to see it again and you have to wait a year for it to come out,
Mhm.
or however long. I mean, we all hate that. So I don't know.
This note concludes urging members of the House and Senate to speak out publicly against the acquisition and afford the potential deal the, quote, highest level of antitrust scrutiny. That's another thing that we did not bring up as antitrust.
Yeah, Lena Khan's
Um,
gone. Ain't gonna do nothing about that.
I don't know. I think Netflix is in a good place. And again, one way or another, they have bought it. So it is bought. Whether they keep it or not, we'll have to wait and see. Let us know what you think about this story in the comments. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.